Joining us today on SSJ at Home is Kevin Dziedzic, who is facilitating an event that is sort of new for SSJ this Friday night, August the 14th. And it is the SSJ Familyconnect event, and it will take place sort of a fellowship via Zoom, which is kind of a new concept for all of us. But how's this going to play out, Kevin?
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy, for allowing me to talk about this event that we're going to have on Friday. So this is probably very similar, at least in concept, to a lot of things that people have been attending, since the lockdowns began in March. We're going to try to run this event via Zoom, as you said, so we'll be entirely virtual. But you can think of this is very similar to what we've done with our small community gatherings in Domek Hall. So, over the past 2 or 3 years, we've had potlucks at Domek. Started out with little food and fellowship, and then folks would split off into different groups in the couches that we have laid out in Domek, and we would have some discussion questions. Typically, it may be around a book that we're reading or just some current events that are going on, but they won't always be geared towards issues of faith that are relevant to families. So we're going to try that same concept here. Obviously, it's not a good time for folks to get together physically. So we're going to use Zoom. We'll bring everyone in together into a big Zoom meeting. We'll have some kickoff and instruction, opening prayer, that sort of thing. And then what we're going to do is use Zoom's capability to have sub meetings, essentially. So we'll kind of split the bigger group out into several smaller groups, depending on how many families we have that register interest. And we'll have a facilitator for each of those small group gatherings. And we're going to be basing our discussion on some videos that you'll find on the formed.org website. And these are geared towards family things of family interest. They're actually virtues. So there are 16 virtues that they have on the Formed website. We'll probably cover maybe 3 videos. We'll watch a video, each covering one of these virtues, and then the facilitator in the group will kind of lead 2 or 3 questions, right, based on what we just heard. Again, you can expect this to be very much family focused. So it should be of great interest, to people who have small kids in the house to larger high school, college children in the house as well.
Well, that was my next question. Families cover the gamut, run from very young to almost out of high school often, but there's something for everyone, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think so. I think, these are timeless Christian virtues, that we'll be discussing, right? And they have particular meaning. I think when your kids are very small, there are certain things you try to teach them, simple concepts when they're young. I think these discussions can help with that. When your kids are older, those virtues tend to take on a different and broader meaning sometimes. Yeah, so absolutely. This is not just for families with very small children or children who are in their late teens. I think this format, these topics will work for anyone.
I've been to these with some of the men's groups, and I've seen, and you have as well, I'm sure, as many as 60, 70 people involved. And I know the capability is there to handle that kind of a crowd and even larger. Do you know what kind of crowd to expect for this?
We don't know, and that's one of the reasons that we wanted to promote the event. It's a little bit harder than it used to be, I think, to advertise within our parish. I think you guys have done a great job with daily emails, the website, and so forth. But we tend to have more limited membership, or I should say attendance, during Sunday Mass, and so it's a little bit harder to kind of get the message out. So we're trying some different avenues like this. And hoping to sort of garner as much interest as possible, but we don't know, how many families will eventually meet with us. But we'll meet regardless of whether it's a very, very small group gathering, or whether we have 50, 60 families or more.
The other night in the picnic series that Father Pat began on Thursday night, a couple people took it literally and brought a picnic lunch or dinner, I guess it were. Are you encouraging snacks?
Not a bad idea. I know we have Zoom meetings frequently in the office, for instance, and a lot of times, evening meetings, I can see my folks having meals, having snacks, having a drink. So I think, yeah, whatever people are comfortable with. It's not necessarily something we're putting in the advertisement, but I think that would be absolutely appropriate, because this will be a Friday evening meeting.
One of the driving bodies behind this is the Family Council at SSJ. Can you tell us a little bit what you guys do to help the parish there?
Yeah, so Family Council, this is something I've been a part of now for maybe 4 or 5 years. There may be 6 or 7 families now that are a part of this. Rena and Robbie Villarreal have led this now for quite some time. But we sponsor family events, and you're probably familiar with a number of them. So in past years, we've had what we call the back to school bash. We had blessing of the backpacks during that mass, and then we would have fellowship, later that day with some family games we've had in the past, things like that. We've done the Divine Mercy celebration. We've sponsored kind of a very small Christmas event. We have sponsored, uh, I'm drawing a little bit of a blank here, Mardi Gras is another one of our very large ones. Yeah, we have a great time with the Mardi Gras celebration. And during our fall festival, we sponsor the, what do we call it? The trunk or treat. So maybe 5 or 6 events throughout the year we sponsor. So a lot of times the members of the family council will do a lot to kind of coordinate the event, provide leadership to the event, but we try to get families involved as much as possible to help us run the event. So it's not exclusive to the members of the family council themselves. We really do encourage as much participation as we can get.
And when people register with you and register their interest, as you say, that's when they'll receive the Zoom link, Zoom meeting link.
Right. So we'll basically send out a link or a meeting invitation to folks, and that'll have the Zoom link and a passcode, everything that they need to connect up to the meeting.
Okay. Anything else you'd like us to know before we wrap this up, Kevin?
No, I think that's it. Unfortunately, I can hear Alexa playing some children's tunes in the background here. I'm not sure that spontaneously kicked in, but no, I think that's it.
That was coming from your end or mine. So.
Yeah. No, I've got 3 small children in the house, so yeah, you never know what's going to pop up on the Alexa.
That's right. That's one of the interesting things about these Zoom meetups like this. You just don't know what's going to happen.
You can never control everything, in these times we're in now. But that's fine. We'll roll with it. Whatever people are dealing with, we'll accommodate.
Kevin Dziedzic, the Family Council at St. Simon and Jude, is our guest today. Kevin, thanks for your time and for explaining to us what's going to go on Friday night, 7 o'clock via Zoom, the SSJ Family Connect.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it.
Thanks.